So my first message to this government is stop talking about women, because your track record on women is pathetic. Because Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress has 39% women MPs sitting there in Lok Sabha. 39%, sir. 54,000 educational institutions today in India, 54,000, are run by Christian minority groups. Now here's individuals, and now today, individuals are paying more income tax than corporates. Individuals are paying about 19%, corporates are paying less, 2-3% less. Personal income tax made up 53% of direct taxes. This is the highest in 24 years. Sir, income inequality. This is the biggest issue today. Income is there, but it's an unequal income. The cliche is the truth. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer.
Brien. Siri, Brien.
Sir, as is the tradition, let me begin by thanking the Honorable President. Any criticism of her speech is certainly not directed at her or the High Constitutional Office, sir, I'll miss you, or the highest constitutional office she holds. It is an established convention that the speech is scripted by the government. So from 2014 to 2024, the BJP-led Modi government scripted the President's address. This year, a creaky, shaky BJP with 240 seats has scripted this address. So I'm not surprised when the leader of the opposition finishes speaking, everyone wants to, this is a sign of nervousness and not being in control, sir. Yes. Sir, I am immensely proud as an Indian that the Honorable President who read that address is a woman. I am immensely proud as an Indian that the Finance Minister who read the budget speech is a woman. And I'm immensely proud to be here to speak on behalf of the All India Trinamool Congress, a party founded 27 years ago by a self-made woman. So my first message to this government is stop talking about women, because your track record on women is pathetic. There are parties this side who can move up from the 14%, 15% they already have in parliament to 33%. The BJP, for all its talk about the women's reservation bill, is 13% women MPs. My first question through you, sir, is what is stopping you? Forget about bringing 33% women MPs to parliament. First, you have to get them elected. At least give 33% women tickets. Yes. Now, forget about competing with Mamata Banerjee's All India Trinamool Congress. Forget about it. Because Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress has 39% women MPs sitting there in Lok Sabha. 39%, sir. The All India Trinamool Congress in Bengal, 35% of those portfolios in the Bengal cabinet are by women. Women hold those portfolios. So please, don't script speeches, because when it comes to scripts, sir, I really am a fan over the years of Indian cinema. They script some fabulous films. Sir, so let me take you back to 1957. We all know the film, Mother India, Nargis ji starring. What is it? It shows a family of farmers who were ruined trying to pay back a money lender. 1957. What's the real situation today? And whatever I say, by 8 p.m. today, you will get the authentic source on your table, sir.
Thank you.
I'm saying 3 things about farmers like that Mother India film. 1, in the last 5 years, agricultural wages grew by 0.2%. 0.2 means no growth. 2 out of 5 farmers are in debt. 3, the average debt is 75,000 crores. Sorry, rupees 75,000. 4, 30 farmers commit suicide every day. And there's still no legal guarantee for MSP. Pretty much the same story as Mother India. The Bengal Shosho Bima Yojana spent 3,500 crores, 1 crore 12 lakh farmers were covered. The reason I started with Mother India, because Mother India was the first film to be India's entry to the Oscars. And I'm going to go through with that theme and stay with hard numbers. Let's take another one of India's official entry to the Oscars. The second film. I've got 10 films. 1959, directed by Satyajit Ray. It starts with a graduate who is unemployed. Jar chakri nei, tar shopno ache. Even somebody who doesn't have a job, but as Soumitra Chatterjee so famously said, still has big dreams. Where are we today, sir? For all the thumping on the desks during that joint session, thumping, what's the reality? 75 lakh youth enter the labor force every year. 8 out of 10 unemployment are youth. Don't blame Pandit Nehru for this. And interestingly and sadly, unemployment is 6 times higher when it comes to secondary and higher secondary, and 9 times higher when it comes to graduates compared to those who can't read or write. As Satyajit Ray created, chakri nei, tobuo shopno more na. You don't have a job, but your dreams don't die. And sir, these poets being quoted by the leader of the opposition, the poets, the writers, the films, these are not dated, sir, they're timeless. We must keep quoting it in Parliament and not asked to date. This is the way to get a point across. Sir, I don't know if you are, because you're slightly older than me, but I was a big Rajesh Khanna fan in school. And Rajesh Khanna's debut movie, not such a very well-known movie, was Aakhri Khat. It's a woman, it's a sad story of a woman who sells her stepdaughter for 500 rupees. And that same girl is subjected to all kinds of abuse. I'm going to throw 3 numbers at this government. 8 p.m., I can authenticate it now, but at 8 p.m. I'll give it to you in writing. Take me on. 51 crimes against women are registered every hour. 85 rape cases are reported every day. And that's why we want to bring that bill, the Aparajita bill. It's stuck with some constitutional authority. The Bengal Assembly has unanimously approved it. It's stuck here. 3 out of 10 married women have experienced spousal violence. And yet you bring these 3 criminal law bills, and there's nothing to protect women from spousal violence. And these are not uneducated women, sir, from spousal violence. These are doctors. These are professionals. These are lawyers being exposed to spousal violence. And what do? As Mr. Chidambaram said very nicely, I know we were together in that committee, he said 91% cut and paste job of that bill. And no story about women today in India can be told without what was done to our champion women wrestlers. I refuse to refer to that person as a former MP whose son is now sitting in Parliament. No, I will not even mention his name. He is a criminal. Yes. A criminal, sir. From Akri Khat, let's move on to 1974. Again, another official Indian film at the Oscars. This will be your generation, I suspect. Balraj Sahni, Garam Hawa, based on a short story by the great Isma Chugtai. What does it show? It shows a minority family who decided to stay on in India and how horribly they were treated. But that was a film made in 1974. What is Mr. Modi and his Quirky coalition doing today? You're punished for what you eat, what you wear, who you love. Anti-conversion laws you're bringing. Anti-conversion laws is not against one community. It's anti-constitutional. Article 14, 15, 16. You're bringing extra jurisdictional land laws. Waqf, it is not a religious issue. It is a constitutional issue. Yes. It's a constitutional issue. That's what we are fighting for. You turn your joint parliamentary committees into coffee meets at the Marriott. Hate crimes, hate speech, hate, pitting minority against minority. What are you doing to Christians in India today? The BJP sometimes have to be reminded, and the best way to remind anyone to introspect is to share some numbers with them. 54,000 educational institutions today in India, 54,000, are run by Christian minority groups. Now here's the story. For every 100 students who go to these institutions, for every 100 who go, more than 70 belong to the Muslim, the Hindu, the Sikh, and the Buddhist community. Please, this needs to be understood. This needs to be understood. 70 to 75%, could be 5% this way, that way. Non-Christians are going there, they're only run by the Christian minorities. And what are you doing? Salam Bombay, sir. Have you seen the film? 1988, Meera Nair. Shows how a child is forced into labor. Where are we today? Some say 20 lakh, and I can't say 25 lakh because I have 3 sets of data saying anywhere between 20 to 30 lakh. So that's the number I have. I'm not pinning any number down. In this country, there are 20 to 30 lakh child laborers. The census is still not done. You're in no mood to do it because you put 500 crores only on the table, and once you don't do the census, the women's reservation bill for you will go back by another 5 years. 1 out of the 2 world's wasted, by wasted I mean low weight for height. So 1 out of the 2 in the world, the wasted children, live in India. The malnutrition figures I don't want to share today because I didn't get authentic data. You're doing this to children. 32% children underweight. Data is from NFHS. 35% children are stunted. 8 out of 10 children lack WHO recommended what they call balanced diets. And I checked the 5 states. Interesting list. Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. These are children. So the next time somebody important goes to a book launch posing with children with his book Exam Warriors, it hurts me, sir. The 6th film on this list of official Indian entries to the Oscars. This is a story about the British who forced high taxes on a village plagued with drought. Lagan. Individuals, and now today, individuals are paying more income tax than corporates. Individuals are paying about 19%, corporates are paying less, 2-3% less. Personal income tax made up 53% of direct taxes. This is the highest in 24 years. Sir, income inequality. This is the biggest issue today. Income is there, but it's an unequal income. The cliche is the truth. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And sir, one sentence on cess, we'll have more of it in the budget. Cess in 2012, because the cess, remember, is never shared. That goes to the union government, so not shared with the states. So 7% was the total in 2012. Now that figure has gone up to 16%, union government. And what about federalism, or what I call fiscal terrorism, or federal terrorism? It's a very simple rule which is followed by this government. You politically oppose us, we'll stop the tap. In Bengal, 1.7 lakh crore owed. Manrega, work done, 99.5% compliance not paid. So this is political and fiscal and federal terrorism. And with All India Trinamool and Mamata Banerjee, you can't do. We won't bow. You don't pay us, we'll get the money paid, and we'll try and raise the money to the best of our ability in the state. Let's come to film number 7. This was made in Marathi, India's official entry. It was called Shwas, based on a real-life incident where a father takes his son and the son has got cancer of the retina. And yet, a film on health. 18% on, remove the 18% on health and term insurance. The finance minister will come, take the ball, throw it to the who? The GST council. Get it done. Get it done. Remove 18% GST on health insurance and term insurance. I can give you a long script on Bengal's Swasthya Shati, which started 2 years before Ayushman Bharat. And now Ayushman Bharat is doing that. So I've got 3 more films to go. 8, 9, and 10. But I thought I'd take 10 seconds to acknowledge somebody from the film industry who is our colleague. She's a Samajwadi Party MP. That she is. But she's a legend. And she sits here. Jaya Bachchan. Jaya Di. Sir, 8th film which I'm using today, which was India's entry to the Oscars. A beautifully made film, and kudos to Amir Khan Productions for producing it. It's a story of a farmer's off-the-cuff remark about committing suicide. And then you've seen the film, it becomes a sensationalist media circus. What we are witnessing today is worse than a media circus. About 5 months ago, it pained me to ask the media owners, and these are the big media owners, to introspect. You want MPs from both houses to declare income, everything, declare assets. You want our wives to declare it. What's the problem with the big media owners? Do not declare their conflict of interest. And the media owners, the biggest names of industry, some of them, I will call you out in the next session of Parliament if you don't show a little bit of introspection. Don't push us into this. What's going on? And a word for the journalists from the All India Trinamool Congress. And I'm sure so many of my colleagues this side will be with us. If a journalist is put under pressure by a media owner, come to us. We are with you. We will back you. We know you have to pay bills at home. We know your kids have to be paid their school fees. Don't let the media owners bully you. Many of us here will stand by you. So on this peoply life, I'll take a simple example, and sometimes the films also teach us. And I have a very simple example. This is not some crazy example. What happened this morning? I can't figure out what happened this morning. On July 27th, water, tragedy, Delhi. Death. Water, tragedy, Delhi, death. 27th of July. 29th of July, MPs from the ruling party put in notices so we can have a discussion on 267. This happened in Delhi at the IIS Center. I'm not going back 50 years. 27th, 29th of July. They wanted a discussion, they got a discussion. 1 p.m. the discussion starts. Today, 9 opposition MPs, water, tragedy, death. I tend to go along with the leader of the opposition because I just spoke to my chief minister day before yesterday. What's going on? You're sending bodies to Bengal. Have you done a post-mortem of those bodies? You have not. Don't mess with figures. Speak the truth. And don't think the media owners can cover up for you. This is the reality of a notice given by the opposition party. And then we are asked, why do you want to move an impeachment? Then we are asked, you put out a figure of 4 hours, 30 minutes. Who spoke the most in the last session? I'm saying this with all respect. No Rajya Sabha MP spoke more than the Honorable Chairman in the last session of Parliament.
There's no comment on Honorable Chairman and 267. Please.
Right. Both are not allowed? No, if they're not allowed, they're out of bounds. Mine is not 267. Mine is not 267. Mine is the story of deaths, of water, of tragedy, and unequal treatment to the opposition. That's the story.
No comment on Honorable Chairman will go on record.
And there are few opposition voices which hurt you more because you cannot defeat Mamata Banerjee and the All India Trinamool Congress politically. Come, fight us politically. Sir, let's go back to the movies for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Because there's a whole section on scheduled caste and scheduled tribe where my young colleague Prakash Barik will speak about in his speech. So I won't go there because of time. Let's give you the 9th film. Again, it's a Marathi film. And it shows how a man is falsely accused and trapped in the legal system. The film is called Court. And again, it was India's official entry to the Oscars. I ask, the 22nd Law Commission suggested sedition should be well defined. Yet the Union government, in the new criminal laws, did something completely different. What's the UAPA conviction rate? Less than 3%. I don't want to give you 15 names. I'll give you 3 words. Father, Stan, Swami. So before I come to the final film, the 10th film, I want to talk about the 10 words which got left out of the script. 10 words which were left out of the script. We didn't hear a word about price rise. We didn't hear a word about smart cities. We didn't hear a word about crimes against women. We didn't hear a word about malnutrition. Expectedly, not a word about federalism. Not a word about farmer doubling income. Not a word about Manrega. And that hurts. You give somebody a Padma Shri who's on record says Mahatma Gandhi should not be the father of the nation. On record, I've got the video. Not a word about inequality of income. Not a word in that speech about, and this is the script. This is good script writing when you want to leave out what doesn't suit you. Not a word about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, because you dare not put a word there. Once you put a word, we'll tell you 54% of that budget is spent for advertising. And not a word about MANIPUR. Not a word. So we come to the 10th film, India's official entry to the Oscar. Rajkumar Rao, the story about an idealistic government officer who was sent on election duty and all the problems this idealistic officer faces. What are we doing to institutions about how you handle today your political opponents? These are all well known. Institutions like EC, CBI, ED, some want to say weakened, some say over. They become branch offices of the political party. 95% of political leaders, sir, 95% of political, sir, I will handle the time in my party, thank you. 95% of political leaders investigated by the CBI and ED, 95%, all belong to the opposition parties. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And you're going to tell us these are independent organizations? Since 2014, 95% of opposition leaders being investigated by the CBI, 95%. Give you the names, give you the dates. 95% of those leaders, when they are being investigated by CBI, they jump, join BJP, and all is well. These are, my lawyer friend is saying ED is 100%. Okay, show me the data, authenticate, okay? Yes, sir. Those were the 10 firms. But the best scripts will always be written by the people of India. They will soon, very soon, write a new script. And then this horror film will come to the end. Thank you.